Michelle, thank you so much for meeting me here. So tell me about your work at the Red Cross. What do you do?
I have various jobs, which when you volunteer, that's kind of what happens. Recently, I went on a deployment, and I went as a caseworker, but I ended up doing some disaster assessment and some feeding, watching and helping with the shelter. It's a very rewarding situation to be a volunteer at the Red Cross.
I can only imagine. So what is part of your training? If someone out there wants to be in disaster relief, what is part of the training that you have to go through?
Most of our trainings can be done online through EDGE, which is a part of the Volunteer Connection. In your own time, you could get on them. The classes range anywhere from 45 minutes to a couple of hours.
Right.
And you can start in one area, but then it progresses into others.
You talked about it being rewarding. I can only imagine. You know, I feel like anytime that I get to volunteer, anytime that I get to serve others that are in need, it is such a blessing to me. So tell me about some of the folks that you've seen. You see their faces as you get to help them going through this terrible time of a disaster. Can you explain some of that?
Well, in doing the casework, in Iowa, what they had was a big situation where they brought in 20 vendors along with us, and so people would come in seeking relief. There was about 500 homes destroyed.
Wow.
And you know, they were in a lot of different needs. So what the Red Cross's role there was to bring everyone together that had an organization that would be of some help. And because, you know, when you're in the middle of a disaster, your mind isn't on what you need to do to recover. And that's the role of the Red Cross, is to primarily give them a temporary solution and to lead them on their way to recovery. So having these 22 other organizations there were really important to help lead these people through their recovery.
Yeah, that's so sad, and what a blessing again to have organizations like yourself that are able to come in and bless these people and take care of them. If there's someone out there watching this show right now, they're thinking, you know what, I'm kind of hesitant about being a volunteer at Red Cross. What would you tell them to encourage them to become a volunteer?
Well, I would tell them the same thing that I just told my 89-year-old dad. He said, Michelle, I'm very proud of what you're doing. I wish that I had thought to do it when I was younger. And I told him that it takes every talent to make things work. They will find a place for him. He does well physically, as long as you have, even with physical limitations. We had one of the girls that did casework that was in a wheelchair. I found that to be extremely humbling to see someone that has a disability making the effort to be there to help other people. So it takes the whole thing where it takes a village. Yeah. It really does. And there are various different things that people could do to make it all come together as a group. There's always something to be done, and we encourage everyone to volunteer. We'll find a place.
All right. Michelle, thank you so much for your time today and your service to Red Cross.
We'll get you to volunteer.
All you do. Thank you.
You're welcome.